Hey everyone, it's Tony for emodels.co.uk. Welcome to part 5 of the Tamiya 112 scale Yamaha YZR-M1 09 build. I'm getting better at this. I'm remembering that now. So, quick recap. We've just started painting the rubber black on to the chassis, like so. Basically we're going to continue with that now. Going through all the interiors of the body panels and the swing arm and things like that, and then eventually you'll see the carbon fibre details going on in paint, not decals, in paint. So let's carry on with the episode. Alrighty, so that's one cowling done. Squeeze it a one in. And again, we're not trying to cover this all in one go. Nice and gentle, nice even layer, just to colour it. And then we can come back and do a couple of other coats just to darken that down a little bit. I'll do the main cowling as well, the main front cowling, while we're here. Like so. As you can see, there's hardly any overspray coming through. That's the other reason we don't go blasting away with it. We stay in control all the way through. Just take our time. Work the way around. For the big swing arm, I'm looking forward to this bit. Alright. Yep. all this in here, all the innards of this, whatever this piece is at the back of the tail, all this has to go in black as well, along the sides, or not on the insides, beg your pardon. And there's also a section here where the exhaust fits in underneath, like these two on the road going bike have an exhaust either side. On the racing bike itself, I think it stays on this left hand side here as we're looking at it, but there's like a heat shielding that we need to do here. So with some masking tape, I've already off camera sorted out a couple of pieces here. All this needs to go in black as well, on the inside of the petrol tank and the inside of the underneath skiddy thing that protects the underside of the... You bike guys know what I'm talking about. Any second now Fox is going to jump in, he's like doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, I know you. So I'm not too sure which one of the Tamiya tapes this is. It's ridiculously thin. There we go. Where's my knife gone? My knife's gone missing. Hello? Hello? Where have you gone? Yoo-hoo! Panic over. I found it. Right, so again I'll hopefully manage to scan these in and do a proper close-up for you. Just in this section here is what I was talking about a second ago. If we orientate the right way around. So the majority of that section there is actually black. Now they do give you a decal for that, but it's in at least 3 different pieces, which again is going to be a pain in the backside to line up. It's one of those, is it really worth messing about with 3 different decals, or is it easier to actually mask up and paint in? I'm going with that one. It's actually easier to mask up. So I'm just going to pop the tape onto the cutting mat. What that's going to do is take some of the adhesive back off the tape, just to stop it being as sticky as it is when it comes off the roll. And that's going to help with when we come to remove it. Sorry, I'm concentrating at the same time as I'm doing this. I tend to go quiet when I do things like this. So when we come to take the tape away, it's not going to rip the primer off underneath, which has happened to me in the past. It's always a nerve-wracking moment. So trim off a nice little straight edge. As you can see, I'm not measuring any of this, it's just completely by eye. Again, just blobbing it on onto the cutting mat. Takes off the first layer of adhesive. Just makes things a little bit easier to work with. So it's not going to be the best masking job in the world, but it's going to be close enough for what we need. She's just there like that. Like so. Really quick, really nasty. I need to go in black as well, so I'll come back here with it. Like so. This little tab here where the exhaust bracket goes onto needs to be black, so we're just going to mask around it. Just straighten the lines out a little bit. Stay. Like so. This way we're just building up layers of tape. It's really quick and really nasty. That's straight enough what I need. Let's do this one again. I'm actually going to use the lines for this one because I do need a straight edge to get up towards that bracket. So I'll go from you there, like so. I can pop that there. Like so. Alrighty. One last strip. I'm going to cut a notch into this one. Oops. About there. Just pop it around the top of the bracket. Like so. Like I say, it's not measured at all. Oops. Get in. There we go. Packing in. No, that's off my gloves. That's fine. There we go. And then we use some of the wider stuff just to cover this back section up. Hopefully on this larger piece we'll be able to see. Shift all this lot. Oh, you made me jump then. When we put that tape down, you see a couple of spots there. Just coming a little bit closer, where I've already applied pressure. Now if we put the pressure on properly, you can see the whole piece go dark. And that's how you know you've got a good bond with your masking tape. Clever little trick. A big piece of primer off my glove on the underneath. It's magic. So I'll put back out again. And we'll colour that piece in black. Again, very slowly, very carefully, very gently. Just test off to the side there, make sure we're still okay. So that's the bracket done, which is kind of cool. So we're actually going to blow across if we can, rather than going against the masking. We're going to go with it, so we're going across. And in that way, we shouldn't, hopefully, get any weight with it. There's barely any air pressure going through, because I turned my compressor off. Haha! Like so. Easy as cake. And it's all about taking your time. Don't go rushing through things. I'm just going to grab all this lot inside at the same time. And again, very gently. Taking our time. That's the first light coat done. So we're going to leave that for a little while, just go around everything else, and I'll stop filming here and get everything else sorted out. So I need to put this thing back on, and it gets really noisy really quickly. So when we come back, there'll be a couple more coats of black onto these, and it'll look a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for here? More finished, I think. Something like that. I'll see you in a moment. See, happens to the best of us. I've actually dropped a bit of a boo-boo. I actually needed to mask up that section, so all this bit that you saw earlier actually needs to be like this. The decal actually comes down here somewhere. So, my mistake, but not a problem. I've got this massive, great big, huge white piece that I can fill in now. Yay! See? That's because I was rushing. That's because I just wanted to get paint on it. I didn't look properly. I didn't do my research. Pointy fingers of blame. Me. Okay. Looks about right. So I'm not going to worry too much about that nose piece just yet. So we can always paint that in afterwards. That's not a problem. But what we need to do now is just working on this chassis. We'll pop that off there. That back piece. Tell you what, let's get some white background. He says, looking for a white background. Oh. There we go. Now we can see what we're doing. So, this piece here definitely needs to be in the carbon fibre effect. So what we're going to do is leave that off. I'm just going to mask around this area here because this little guard at the back corner needs to be in carbon fibre. So we're just going to... I'm not going to mask everything off, it's just a quick area off to the side. And again, we're sticking the tape on the mat just to take the adhesive off. Like so. I'm just going to cover that area there, like so. The idea being a gloved hand will protect the rest of it, so we're not having to mask everything all in one go. I'm just going to fill that little corner there. Just a random shape. Just to fill in there. I think so. So there's nothing spectacular. I'll use a piece just there, like so. Like that. So we can now paint this side. This little giddy thingy hinge. So as you can see, it's not the best masking job in the world, but we're only concentrating on this top piece here. So it doesn't have to be spectacular, and again, the bulk of this job, you know, I'm going to be spraying in this area, so the gloved hand will protect the rest of the bodywork, so we don't have to protect everything with masking tape. So that's ready, and I can use where the paint didn't hit. You see there the shine of the original plastic. We can actually use that to our advantage. Stick a crocking down clip on there. Or we could actually, even better, with a cocktail stick. You'll do. So I'll find one. Let's use a cocktail stick to hold that piece. Not a problem. So that's ready, where else needed doing? Around the scoop. So same process, we're just going to cut a few strips off and work our way around. And then, possibly to find a curve, just using the edge of an old paint bottle. Just going to guesstimate the curve. Of the scoop itself. If this works, as you've just seen, I've completely made that up. If this works. Oh, look at that. That was a hell of a guess. That wasn't a bad guess at all, what? Completely made up on the spot. I don't know, when my dad watches this now, he's going to be sitting there going, "You big-headed bastard." So obviously, you know, I am actually quite rushing this. I'm actually filming quite late in the day, and you know, it is rapidly approaching bedtime again. So I'm blasting through this. My build schedule is actually up the wall at the moment with work and things like that. So yeah, the joys of working for a hospital. Your shift changes at the last minute. Barely any notice whatsoever. And you're thinking, oh, I've got all this stuff that he's doing. Obviously, if you're following this build, take your time with the masking. A good masking job will make all the difference. Trust me on this. Don't do what I'm doing and blast through it. Do take your time. Now, the interior, just on these two sides here, I'm not too bothered about that. You can have a dirty great big wheel stuck in the way, so if you look at in there, or if you actually want to look in there as a display piece, obviously mask it up, or you know, leave this till very, very last before you actually glue it on and paint that separately. Like I say, there's going to be a dirty great big wheel there. I'm not planning on displaying it with the wheel off. so I'm not too bothered if paint does get in that side. It's not a problem. And then hopefully the very last part. I'm impressed with that curve. Completely made up on the spot, and it worked. Yes! Looks like we does. It's not perfect fit. Focus, 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 don't mind the background. It's not quite a perfect fit. So it does need a little bit of trimming just to reveal the front edge. I've got to say it's close enough. Tweezings. Just going to squish that edge down. There we go. Lovely. Right, so that's masked off. I'm just going to have a quick look around now to see if there's anything else that needs carbon fibering. Dagnabbit! Okay, right then, so back with the airbrush. And using Vallejo's Black Metal 71073, I'm just going to put a couple of drops, literally a couple of drops in the cup. I'll give that a shake first. And I'm going to put you in a little bit closer to the paper towel. Hopefully this is going to work. I've used this on a couple of cars in the past and it's been pretty much spot on, but this is a different scale. So, just having a cleaning station and apply the brush. Bog standard, cheap and cheerful bandage that you get in a first aid kit that you find in some hire cars that may or may not have been borrowed from a hire car. I can't quite remember where I got this one from, to be honest. Just going it very, very gently. Hardly any air. So it's not a grabby wallop like that. So I'm just going to use my adjusty collar thing. Just to turn the pressure down a little bit, he says. Hardly anything. So I've got the trigger full down now and I'll turn the airflow off. So that sounds about right. You can tell by the air, that's full on. So that's full 20 psi. That's down to about 3. Just going to very gently pull back on the trigger. If you're getting close, you can actually see the pattern with some blue showing through. Get my words out. So hopefully, he says, that should work now. Over the top of this thing. Ooh, hello. You didn't sound happy. On the top of this. So we're just going to lay it over the top of the piece. Pull it in nice and tight around the back. Like so. And very gently screw over the top. Hopefully you can make out the pattern. I'm happy with that. Let's go away from the E-Models logo. I am exceptionally happy with that. It's not the greatest square on weave or anything like that, but that'll do me that. Once that dries, that'll look alright. and it's got just the right amount of metallic sheen as well for carbon fibre. So we'll just let that air dry for a few moments. I've spotted a hair, there you are. Just let that air dry for a few moments, and I'm going to do my best not to touch it. Vallejo paints, as quickly as they dry, especially these metallics, tend to dry a little bit slower than box standard Tamiya paints. There we go. Just compare that now with the box standard plastic that we painted earlier. Oh yeah, that'll do. Happy with that. Unfortunately, my camera's playing silly things on me again at the moment. So we've just missed, I think, did the exact same technique on that guard there, and then that's the guard for the other side. Hopefully the light's catching that. It looks like it's catching it. It's perfect. But what I've done with the main headstock itself, rather than not the headstock, the windshield and display readout thing. So yeah, I know the anatomy of a bike. I just did that normally, so there's no masking on that, or no gauze masking to speak of. So that's completely normal paint. So if we compare the two together, we've got a finer weave of carbon fibre on this one than we do for that one. I say it's not straight. You know, it's not the normal diagonally straight lines that you see on carbon fibre, but it's just enough that at viewing distance, if we pull away and hopefully get some proper lighting on that, you know, normal viewing distance, it just distracts the eye enough. You can make out the lines in there. Just tricks the eye enough to thinking there's something there when it's not. But I do like that. And there we go. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I really am. Now hopefully the camera can pick that up. That's had a couple of layers of gloss varnish on it now. It just looks absolutely amazing in detail. In person. I'm not too sure how well the camera's going to pick that out, but it looks the part. I'm really happy with that. So join me soon for part 6, when we'll carry on detail painting other bits and bobs. I can't quite remember what I've done so far. In reality, I'm actually halfway through doing the engine, so I'm halfway through filming episode 7 and 8 at the moment. And I've got to go away and edit all this. Yay, that's always fun. So, thanks for joining me. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've learned how not to do things. Hopefully. Pop along to my mates at E-Models. Tell them I sent you. They'll probably ask you where the donuts are and things like that, because they like the donuts. Do they? I don't know. They might do. I don't know. Basically, if they haven't got it, you don't need it. Cracking guys. Absolutely amazing customer service too. So go check them out. I insist. In fact, I make it an order. Yeah, see what I did then. See you soon.